Hi there, this is Mar Haddad here again. So in this lecture, I just want to show you how we can connect to the FortiGate device. So I have here a FortiGate device that is in the box. I'm going to open it and I'm going to show you how you can connect to it. And then we are going to see the dashboard of the FortiGate when we connect to it. So before we do that, let me just explain to you what is the lab scenario. And this lab scenario, we will most of the course work on it. And then we will start connecting everything together. And then we'll go to the dashboard and just show you the first input about the dashboard of the FortiGate. So let's go directly to the explanation. Here is the lab scenario that I'm going to work through this course. I have here a FortiGate device. And in this FortiGate device, there are some ports. There is a port which is called WAN, and here we have ports. We have 1, 2, 3. We will see in a moment how many ports we have in this FortiGate. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take from my office router a cable and I connect it to the WAN interface. The WAN interface is the interface which needs to be connected to the internet. And then I'm going to put a cable from here on the port 1 to my computer. And then, in this case, once you connect like this, you can connect to the FortiGate using the HTTPS. There are different ways. We will see how we can connect to the FortiGate, but most of the time we are going to work on the HTTPS, which is the browsing. Why we do that? Because it's a web interface, then we can configure it easier. Then we go on SSH, for example, and configure using the command line. If you want to configure command line, the FortiGate with the command line, that's possible, but then you need expertise. While on the graphical user interface, you can do pretty much most of the things, and it's much easier because it's friendly, user-friendly for us. So normally the FortiGate comes with an IP by default, which is 192.168.1.99/24. This is by default. The FortiGate comes with this IP, or at least the FortiGate I have here. It says that this is the default IP address, meaning that if I want to connect to it via HTTPS, I need to put from the same range 192.168.1.something on my computer. Of course, not 99, otherwise we would have some duplicate mismatch between the two IPs. So any other IP, you can put it. But by default, the FortiGate has the DHCP server enabled on it, meaning that once you connect your computer, you need to have the DHCP client enabled on your computer, means good to get the IP address automatically. Then the computer will speak with the FortiGate, and the FortiGate will provide him an IP directly, which is from this range 192.168.1.something. So you don't really need to put an IP on your computer just manually. You can just request it from the DHCP server. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to show you now first the device, the ports that are available, and then I'm going to connect the cables like in this picture, and then I'm going to see if I get an IP on my computer to be able to reach to the FortiGate, and then we connect to it through the HTTPS, and then I'm going to show you only the dashboard. So we are not going to configure the FortiGate for this lab, it's just to show you how it looks as the dashboard. So let me directly show you what is the FortiGate device I have here and what are the ports that are available. So here is my FortiGate device that I have here. You can see it is mentioned a FortiGate 40F. That's the FortiGate device that I have. And if you look to the back of the device here, you can see there are some ports. Of course, here you have, in this place, you have this is the power, and then you have, if you want to use console, that's possible, but then it's very important here to check on those ports. You can see on, let's have a look, this port over here. So this is mentioned, it's the WAN port, meaning this is where you have to put the interface or the cable which is connected to your ISP on the WAN port. And then you have much more ports here, from 1, 2, 3, 4. So those normally we can use them for the LAN or for the DMZ. I'm going to use the WAN port to connect it to the internet, and the port number 1 is going to be connected to my LAN. So that's what we are going to do. I'm going to connect all the cables now, and then I'm going to directly show you what is going to happen. Alright, so now I connected all the cables here, and let me just open my command prompt on my Windows PC to see if I have received an IP from the FortiGate. So I have to say ipconfig, and you can see indeed I have received an IP 192.168.1.110. Why did I get this IP? Because I have on my computer the DHCP is enabled. So I said receive IP address automatically, then it has contacted to the FortiGate, and then the FortiGate gave it this IP. And you can see the gateway is 1.99, which is the IP of the FortiGate. And now if we try to do ping to 192.168.1.99, you can see there is a reply. Very good. So there is a reply. And now what we need to do then, we have to go to the browser. And then I'll write 192.168.1.99. So this is how you can connect to the FortiGate, and this is how it looks. So by default, the username and password is username admin, and there is no password, so the password is blank. Then I will say here, okay, you may get first something saying that this website is unsafe, or this URL is unsafe. Then you have to say proceed, because what's happening is that the FortiGate has a certificate, but it is local certificate that the browser does not recognize it. And then in this case, it will show you that there is an error, but this is not an error. Just proceed, even if it's saying it's unsafe. The browser is saying it's unsafe because he can't recognize the certificate, and you can see it over here. So it's saying not secure. Now we have here to change the password. So we don't put anything on the password. The new password, I will do it just very simple. I will say admin, also confirm admin. So username and password, admin, admin. Don't do that on your production network, but just for the lab now, it's okay. And then I will say here, okay. Now it says, okay, login. So admin, admin. And here we go. We got here to the FortiGate setup. Register with FortiCare. This is already registered. Change the password is also done. Now migrate config with FortiConverter, automatic patch upgrades, and dashboard setup. Let's start with the begin. So it's saying migrate config from FortiConverter. I'm gonna say here later. And now we want to enable that it will upgrade the FortiOS. Then I'll say here I want it to happen at 1 to 4 a.m. That's fine. I'll say save and continue, and I acknowledge. And now here they say you, okay, you want the dashboard optimal or comprehensive. So optimal is set of popular dashboard for FortiView monitors. Comprehensive is set of default dashboard as well as all monitors and FortiViews. So normally most of the time we go for the optimal, and then I'll say here okay. And now this is the dashboard is showing up. This is on FortiOS 7.4, you can see, but I think there is a new version which is 7.5 already. So this is just let's make it a bit smaller so you can see here. Don't show again. I'm gonna say don't show again, and then I'll say okay. And here we go. So this is the dashboard. It is the status. You can see here, those are the licenses that I have for the moment. You can see them over here. IPS, antivirus, web filter, and so forth. So this is the dashboard. Now, say that you want to do configuration for the network, which we are going to do it in the upcoming lesson. So you go to the network, and then you can go to the interface, and then you can do the configuration for that, for DNS and so forth. If you want to do for the static route, to create a route, for example, you can do it from here. If you want to create a policy for the firewalls, you can do that over here. Traffic shaping as well. Security policies. So this is for antivirus, for example, for the web filter, application control, and so forth. You can do it from here. So you can see it's pretty much nice because it's web interface and it's really nice. Now, if you want to configure VPN, you can see you have IPsec tunnel. You can have the wizard, which is going with you step by step. And here you can create the IPsec tunnel if you want to do it yourself. Then you have about the users and authentication. So you can see who are the users here, the groups and so forth. The Wi-Fi and switch controller. If you are using some Wi-Fi connected to this FortiGate, you can do it from here. And it is for the system. You can see this is the administrator. If you, for example, the firmware, as I told you, there may be, oh, that is already 4.6, 7.4.6. Okay, very good. And that's it. So that's also the logging. Of course, we are going to check most of the things during this course, but I just wanted to show you that this is just the first entry. That is the dashboard. This is how it looks. Also, you can have possibility to use the command line from here. So you can just from here do the configuration if you want on the command line. If you didn't check it, this is the sign over here. You click on it, and then you are on the command line. So you have pretty much a lot of things you can do. You can also do from here log out when you finish your work, and then you go back to this level. So that is all what I wanted to show you in this lecture. Just we understand now how to connect to the FortiGate if you have never experienced that before, how we can use the ports, one for the WAN, one for the LAN, and then how we connect to it using the HTTPS, the browsing. And then, of course, I have showed you as well the dashboard. So we have gone through most of the things on the dashboard. We did not yet do any configuration, just to show you how it looks, so you can have the first input or the first time checking how the FortiGate looks like. So this is all what I wanted to show you in this lecture. I hope it was informative for you, and I'll see you in the upcoming lecture.